Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. We have now got issue 37 of Build the Disney Dolls House. Now again in this one we are continuing to work on our basement. We have got some fairly hefty lumps of basement in this one to apply to it. So we're building up the area which essentially Mickey's room will sit on top of. We're building the walls around it. We're building all the interior walls of the basement. And we've got the fairly large panel that will sit in to sort of take some of this pressure. And this thing can start to get a bit more solid now. So I've been worried it's been a little bit wobbly or a little bit loose at this point. It's fine. This thing's going to start to get solid. Now again, allow your glue to dry. Let this have time to set, let this have time to dry. The other thing we're doing, which I'm not looking forward to, but we've got Winnie the Pooh's wheelbarrow. So our pritters for this month are the carrots and essentially the little wheelbarrow as well. That's what we've got. Now the reason I'm not looking forward to this is because, like so many of you, it seems every single piece of Winnie the Pooh's furniture decides it wants to have a bit of a fight. It don't want to go peacefully. So am I expecting this wheelbarrow to be nice and simple, first time, pins go in first time, all sticks and glues together lovely? Am I expecting that? No, because I can only base it on the nightmare that was the table. Now, for me, I might be a little harsh. I built the table on what was the hottest day of the year in the UK when we had that heat wave, and my glue just turned to water. So getting that table to hold was a nightmare. But I didn't want to use super glue on it. And then the dresser with the doors and the... So am I expecting this wheelbarrow to go without a fight? No. But the good news is this is our last piece of Winnie the Pooh furniture. So once we've built this, the Winnie the Pooh furniture is done. We've got the table done, we've got the dresser done, we've got the kite done, and we'll have the wheelbarrow done. We've also now got Piglet as well. So pretty much the main elements of the Winnie the Pooh basement we've got. We just don't have the basement, but that is coming. We'll talk about that later on. So let's get into this. We'll start with the wheelbarrow. We're going to start with the wheelbarrow. Yeah, we'll start with the wheelbarrow. We'll get that done, and then we'll move on, and we will add more elements to our basement. Okay, so we'll look at our pretty things for this issue. It's just a pile of carrots. I mean, these are going to go... Naturally, we've got Winnie the Pooh's little wheelbarrow. These are going to go into. But that is all we've got. Ultimately, the wheelbarrow is the pretty thing. But we do have a bunch of carrots. They're very lovely carrots, but they are just carrots. So, come on then, Winnie the Pooh. Let's have you. I'm ready for you. Right, so let's bring our parts over. We're going to separate these, see what we're going to do, and let's get this built. Okay, so we're going to start with these two pieces here. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply a layer of glue to this edge here. So we're going to not go mad on this, but not skimp at the same time. So there we go. Using the top of this, just smear that, get that nice and thick. So I don't want it oozing out the sides. I need to make a bond, but not be slathered in it completely. So that one there, and now we are going to go into here. And it's going to fit into this channel just there. We're going to hold that, we're going to let that bond, and then we're going to move on to the next stage. Okay, so that's nice and dry now, that's nice and firm, secure. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take over this piece here, and as you can see what's going to happen is that's going to fit on there like that. That's going to create the edge of our wheelbarrow. So again, not going mad, but certainly not skimping. We're going to apply some glue along here, along this edge here. Using our pin, again, I want to keep it on, but there we go. Okay, I'm taking our part here, to attach that, bring that together, and we're going to allow this to dry. And then we're going to repeat the exact same step with this side. So I'm going to get that step done. I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to allow this to dry, attach the other one. You don't need to see me do it twice. Same thing. I'm going to put glue along here. There you go, Winnie the Pooh. I'm going to put glue along here, and attach the other one as well. So this other one is going to go on there like that. So let's get that glued, allow that to dry, and then move on to the next stage.
I have to work today.
Okay, so whilst that's drying, we're going to move on to the next stage. We need these three pieces here. And quite simply, these are going to go into these holes. We're going to put a little smidge of glue on this, just to kind of hold it I've got a feeling this is going to be so tight this is not entirely necessary, but you know, let's do it anyway. Let's find out. This one here, and we're going to pop that in there like that. So that's one. Again, put a little smidge of glue on this one. And we're going to pop this one into there. Now these will be the handles for our wheelbarrow. That one's going to go there. And we'll allow those to dry. You can see how tired I am here, people. Right. Let's keep those nice and straight. We'll allow that to dry and then move on to the next stage. Okay, so this is nice and dry. This is firm. I'm going to take this, which is now the rear chassis, and we're going to attach this to the body of our wheelbarrow. And what we're going to do is going to turn this one upside down, and this quite simply is going to glue into there. So I'm going to put again a line of glue across the top here, just across there, and we're going to attach this to here. This is just going to drop in there. I'm going to get this flush to the edge. Like that. We'll get that straight as possible. You can see what we're going for here. There we go. So again, we've done that. I like this to dry. I tend to find, I mean, the Winnie the Pooh furniture, as much as a chore as it is, allow the glue to dry before moving on to the stage. I know you just want to burn through it, but honestly, allow the glue to dry. Get yourself a cup of tea or something, have a chill, and allow your glue to dry. And it just works out a lot easier. So we'll let that dry, and then we'll move on. Okay, so we take this piece down. You had to separate this with your blade. That then gives you the two pieces. These are going to fit into these two slots here and here. I can't see that ever happening, but we'll they say they'll fit. Let's see if they do. Just put a touch of glue again, just on these. You don't need to go mad on these. I think these are going to be so snug that the glue is overkill at this point, but we will see. There we go. There's one in. And there's two. I mean, they're massively snug. I can't see those going anywhere at all. And then finally, we're going to fit this wheel, which involves everyone's favourite, the tiny little door pins that we get. So this is our wheel here. We're going to fit that in. Let's turn this over. Let's go that way. So we're going to rest that in. We've got to get a pin to go through these now. And generous as always, they've given us one pin. So seriously, go careful with this one. Once we've got this one in place, I'm going to put a tiny dab of super glue on the end of it just to sort of keep that in place. But let's see. Let's get this pin out. So there we go. That's a pin. Right. Okay. Jesus, there we go. Okay, so we're through there. Now we've got to go to the other side. Okay, we're through. So now we're in. I'm going to hold that there. And I'm going to put a tiny blip there. And I really don't want this gassing on here. Get that nice and smooth over. That should hold it that side. Now what I want to do is hold it the other side as well. So I'm going to do the same thing. Tiny little blip on this side. Just kind of create some bond. I'm going to leave that a minute or so to dry, but I think we're done. I think we're looking all right. I'll give it a minute to dry, we'll take a look. There we have it. There is our little wheelbarrow complete. That's the wheel's spinning nicely. And as Winnie the Pooh furniture goes, that one wasn't so terrible. So we've now got our last piece of Winnie the Pooh buildable furniture done. Happy with that. Let's move on to the main build, where we're going to be adding more structure to the base. Okay, so again, this is the section that we're working on. I'm going to start with this piece here. It's easily identifiable from that. So what we're going to do is we are going to glue along the edge. Let's get the uppercut ball ready. All right, here we go. So we are going to glue along. Is it the entire? Yep, the entire edge. On here. My applicator ball don't want to work. Let's clear out this nozzle. Okay, here we go. Alright, so go along here, all along here. Along here. Along here. Along here. Now we're also going to get these tub sides here, so we're going to get some glue on these tubs as well, just to give it a little extra hold. Get that side as well. Because again, I mean, ultimately we need this to hold, and we need this to hold strong, because strong foundation means avoiding a lot of problems later on. Right, so we're going to flip over. And we are going into here. So this is going to sit into this groove here. He says, yep. Yep, so we're going in there. Okay, so we're down there, and then we are in. See where I've missed. Yeah, there you go. I make mistakes, so you ain't got to make them. Let's get this out. I've missed a glue along this edge. Let's get that out. Okay, so I've added a touch of glue to the base as well. I've glued along here, where you can see. Just put a little more on there. Also, make sure you get this edge here. So on this edge here, like so. And then we are going to drop this one into place, and it's going to go in these tubs here. And here and down, and then we're going to connect to this wall over here as well. Let's make sure that's nice and down. There we go. So that's how we're going to be. Okay, so we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to touch the next piece. Okay, so this is the next piece we're going to be working with, and we are going to glue again. So we're going to get the tabs here and here. And we're going to get all along this bottom piece here. Along there. Let's get the tabs this side. And this side. And this is where we're going to go. So, the lower piece is going to fit in there. The higher piece there. It's going to fit on this side here. We're going to drop it into, I'm going to show you these two tabs. Those two tabs there. Maybe just drop this one down. And this should help hold your wall. Be a lot more rigid. There we go. So now this is all starting to lock into place, which is nice. It's starting to get a bit of structure now, and it's starting to, I can feel it's feeling sturdier now, as this all locks in quite nicely. Let's get that one right down. Okay, leave that to dry. Then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so the next thing we're doing is adding the third wall, final wall of this pack, into this section here. Now where this is, we're going to have it, so these grooves are going to hold the wires for the lights, so they face the back of the house. So that's a nice easy way to remember it, and I can show you again. We're just going to glue this one up, so let's get this nice and glued. Get the tabs as well. And you haven't got to worry about your glue being, you're not going to see any of this, so don't worry about glue being visible or whatnot on this one. It's not going to be an issue. So there we are, we're fully glued there. And we are going to quite simply slot this one down. So there we go. We are in place, and that's just a bit more extra support to these walls, which will hold it nicely. So there we go. We're going to clean the glue up, and we are done for that one. We've got one more piece to put in here, so let's get that ready. Okay, so our walls are in, they're dry now. What we're going to do is we are going to add some glue to this structure here. So along here, we've got all the way along. Let's just double check. Yep. So we're going to go all the way along there. And we're going to put a touch there. Don't forget to get behind the tabs as well, because it's going to come out from anywhere that's where it's going to come out from. We're then going to move along here, all the way along. Right. And then finally, along here, along here, and along here. So we're nice and glued up there, plenty of glue. We're going to take this piece here, and this is going to drop straight in. Position some of our tabs, push this down, and we are in. And again, this is going to give some rigidity to this, so you're not going to, you know, it's not going to push, it's not going to cave. Your walls now got, this is now feeling solid. This is a nice solid unit. I am going to put something on to weight that down. I'm going to use I was going to Yankee Candle it, I'm not going to. I'm going to get a nice weight to put on there, to hold that in place, and then we're just going to leave it to dry. And that is all there is to do in this stage. Let's have a chat. That one done, and to be honest with you, that one's had a massive impact, because the first two, so 35 and 36, these walls felt flimsy. They felt like this doesn't feel solid. That, you know, decent wind could have took this down. And I was worried about it getting knocked or bumped or something like that. I thought, and it wasn't filling me with a lot of confidence. This one, however, has brought all those walls together. So now it's connected in one piece. This feels amazingly, when I'm pushing down it now, it feels amazingly solid, sturdy, and good. And that's a beautiful thing, because, as I said, this thing is going to bear the weight of the entire house. Because you might have seen pictures of this thing and it looks like it's sat on a base. It isn't. That base is part of this. We build that around this. So it's nice to see just how solid this is. This is more solid than the main house. The main house wouldn't take a lot of pull to break a wall at this point. This, sturdy. And that is very, 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 very reassuring, because it means we're not going to get a house that bows, or we're not going to... It's good. That piece particularly has brought this together and is holding it firm. Gives me a lot of confidence in where we're going with this. So where are we going with this? Well, it's going to be issue 41. The house connects to, I say now I'm thinking it's 39. It's either 39 or 41. I think it's 39. Where we are going to drop the house onto this. So there's not much more to go. I mean, because you are going to get some fairly hefty lumps of wall to finish off this structure. And then our foundation is built. We're kind of good then. And then we will add the house to it. And then we put it away. Because annoyingly, after we've took our excess in the house now, we come to this, we build all of this, we attach the house to it, and it looks like that's where we're going, and it isn't. Because once we go past that, we move on to Winnie the Pooh's garden, which is the only room of this level we've done nothing with so far, with the exception of building the furniture. We've got nothing for that lower floor. And Winnie the Pooh's garden is practically a standalone build. So it because it's not attached to the main house, it slots into the main house, the whole thing needs to be built. So what makes this unique to every other room in the house is this has 4 walls. Well, more than that, it's got 6 walls, because there's an internal room in it as well. So it's its own little build. It's its own little almost house, because you've got the 4 walls that build the actual drawer. Then you've got 2 internal walls inside there as well. A wooden staircase goes in there. There's a lot to it, a hell of a lot to it. And we're going to be building that for a long time. So we're going to start building that at the very end of next month, I believe. I will confirm that in the next one. I think it's the end of next month. If it isn't, it's one of the first two of the month after. But we are doing that then for the duration. So we are building all of this next month. And then you never know. Because of the delay, we might get another one this month. I don't know. But around about November time, we're going to move over to building around about December time, we're going to move over to building Winnie's Garden, and we're going to be on that until March. So we're not going to touch that main house again until March of next year, which is crazy. But that's the way it is. There are occasionally one or two bits and pieces that go in there. In the frozen room particularly, the hole where the stairs will go down, we do make a little thing for that sits in there, but then we move away again and we go back to Winnie's Garden. There's a move away from Winnie's Garden as well. At some point we build some bunting. There's some very odd things coming up, but you just got to bear with it. So once we've done that, once Pooh's Garden is complete, it's just house. After that point, we never leave the house again. It's everything we do is pure house, and everything we do will enhance the main house, because then it's all together. So you will occasionally go back to Winnie's Garden. We add little pictures and things like that to it, but we're just all contained house then. So it's getting through these parts here, which I appreciate are kind of this bland wood, and it's not the most entertaining and kind of pretty thing, but it's so necessary. It's the most necessary thing we're going to do for this house, because without the structure, without the foundation, we got nothing. We got a problem is what we've got. So bear with it, stick with it. Pretty things are coming, I promise you, but just not for a while. Anyway, that was all for this one. If you've enjoyed that, please remember to hit the like button, thumbs up button. It helps us massively. What helps us even more is subscriptions. So if you haven't yet, subscribe. We're very friendly here. We'd love to have you all along for the line. We've got a nice little community of people. Everyone's been very supportive, and it's always lovely to see your comments. So if you've got any, please pop them down below, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you've got. If you're a little bit shy, or you've got something which ain't going to fit a comment box, you can contact us at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com. We are always very interested in seeing your work as well. So if you're working on something, some modification or customization that you'd like to show us, send it to buildwiththeboys@outlook.com, and we'd love to see it. We really would. And if you're happy to, I'll show it on the channel, because other people as well will be very eager to see what other people are up to. Or if you've got a problem, send me that and we can post that on the channel. We can show, okay, this is a common problem that people are having, and this is how we fix it. We're always happy to help. It's what we're here for. I try to appeal to everybody. I don't just want to appeal to kind of the expert builder. I want to appeal to everybody. I want anybody that wants to have a go at this to find somewhere where we'll show you how to do it. Not we'll just assume, and hope for the best. We'll talk you through it and show you how to do it. And I think that's the best thing about this community in particular for the Doll's House. Everybody's very supportive of each other, and I think that's a lovely thing. I really do. So join us. Hit the sub button. Be one of us. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And I will see you very, very soon for the last one of the month, issue 38. I'll see you then.